Labor unions, the city of Sioux City, both hosted White House officials and federal agency staff today for a two-day workshop. They dove into federal investments from the Bipartisan Infrastructure Law, Inflation Reduction Act, and the CHIPS and Science Act. Local officials and community leaders talked about how these tax dollars can improve critical infrastructure, create jobs, and even drive economic growth in Sioux City.
Opportunities to invest in communities that have historically been underinvested in by Washington, and these listening sessions, these opportunities to connect with Mayor Scott, with Western Iowa Federation of Labor, Siouxland Chamber of Commerce, to talk about the needs of this community and talk about the priorities moving forward.
The sessions are being conducted all across the country to gather information on what communities feel are the greatest needs for federal dollars.
Unique for our particular area will be recognized in that report. Trying to target what's local, but also getting a bigger picture of what's possible. And I think that the information they're gathering will be very useful going down the road.
Community leaders and White House officials will meet again tomorrow.